Hey, and this is a review of the Invasion crossover. It also kind of doubles as episode 8 of The Flash. So to start the crossover, you've got to start with Supergirl. Or at least, they assume you've got to start with Supergirl. If you watch Supergirl, you'll notice that they have vibes, sort of portals turning up throughout the episode. I think they missed a massive opportunity for Vibe and Flash to turn up halfway through the episode and help out Supergirl in her issue that she's having with Earthlings, so that when they grab her to bring her back onto Earth 1, they can help with the aliens. But they only brought them in at the end of the episode when, yeah, we're teasing you for the crossover, yay. So I think they missed a massive opportunity. Start into The Flash, that starts with the invasion of the aliens and brings up the backstory of what's going on with how they need people to come in, and Barry basically decides he's going to start up the Justice League in one of the Star Lab buildings that conveniently looks like the Hall of Justice. And there's an imitation scene of the end of Supergirl that's flicked into The Flash, which is basically exactly the same scene but with a little more information, so you can actually have them coming back, almost completely defeating the point in watching Supergirl, unless you wanted to watch Supergirl. So the crossover technically starts from The Flash and ends with Legends of Tomorrow, as opposed to start with Supergirl. As I said, massive opportunity missed. Maybe they'll do that next time, because I'm sure they will do another crossover, because the series seems to work like that. They're going through sort of the recap of this is what's going on, we've got to deal with the issue, and we have Arrow and Flash hold back from a particular showdown, to which we have all the other heroes basically get mind-controlled with aliens that look like the aliens from the Young Justice TV series. Having Flash and Arrow take down, basically Flash taking down all the superpowered characters and Arrow taking down all the martial arts characters, I thought was kind of cool because it brought back the fact that Flash and Arrow are the reason this actually exists and how strong they actually are as characters. I also thought it was kind of cool that Wally decides to come in and helps out as well, so still pushing for that Kid Flash kind of thing to happen. Really hoping that either happens in Invasion or maybe happens in the next episode. It would be kind of cool to finally get Flash into it, so they stop teasing the fact that he keeps coming in and not actually happening. The end of Flash, plus the beginning of Arrow, sort of does the whole teaser thing where basically Team Arrow is kidnapped and flipped into a simulator so that we can bring back Laurel. And the simulator is kind of cool. It's sort of it reminds me of the Mad Hatter episode of the Batman when they chucked into a better life kind of area. At least it starts off a bit like that, and then it turns out it sort of roles reversed, and they break out, and then they're running around and basically sort of trying to figure their way out of the ship, and then Oliver goes and finds this, like, crossbow laser gun thing, and he's just like, oh, it's a gun, bang, oh, it's a gun, cool, and they sort of run around, and then they escape, to which they carry into the Legends of Tomorrow being brought in and picking them up and helping them out, which is a nice kind of flip for it. So it's more focused on Team Arrow, even though it is the crossover and they've got everyone else down on Earth trying to deal with where everyone's gone and they're trying to figure out a way of helping them. It's more of a Team Arrow kind of building episode. But it does feel a bit like each episode sort of focuses on one story and not sort of the overarching story. I feel like it could have been drawn as a story thing where they have one part of the episode being played and they sort of end the small B plot to it and they keep going to the A plot. They kind of were doing that. I just felt it was more prominent of a B plot and the A plot was just kind of sitting in the background sort of going over a bit like a soap. So going on to the Legends crossover, how the characters are still sort of helping solve everything, and Legends basically works like this crossover anyway, where they bring in a character and they sit in a different time period. In this case, they're sitting in 2016 and they're helping out with the invasion. It's a really cool sort of showdown where that shows Oliver finally trusting Supergirl. We've got all the characters working together. We have Steel walking around in his Steel uniform. It's pretty cool because we had it teased somewhere through Legends. I do like how basically once they've dealt with all the issues that is happening, they've essentially formed the first Justice League minus the key players, so people like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman don't exist in this universe yet. So it's a Justice League of this particular universe. So I really liked the crossover. They're sort of a nitpicky moments here and there, but it was an awesome kind of crossover. It still kind of felt like it was only Flash, Legends, and Arrow kind of crossing over, and Legends basically as a spin from characters from Flash and Arrow, so it was sort of a big massive Flash and Arrow with sort of hints of Supergirl, so I feel like they have missed that. For the next crossover, it would be really cool if they brought a story that actually overarched, and you started with Supergirl and you had to watch Supergirl, and you could still get recaps from the episodes, but actually having the story start there and acts like one of their normal episodes, and it just happens to bring in everything else, or even them being brought into Supergirl's world and helping out with something there and then switching over, because Supergirl's getting a bunch of new extra heroes added in. I'm sure Flash is going to have a bunch more, and we're coming up closer to the mid-season finale, which will have a lot of overarching things of characters being entered in, characters being lost, sort of. It's that sort of period where they go, oh no, something's going to happen, sort of thing. So that's next week. Crossover was cool. I liked the fact that we had heroes and villains working as an interesting unit, and also the fact that there's this overarching time travel issue that's still being plagued, the fact that Flashpoint is still a prominent issue to everyone now, and it has become apparent to everyone that Flashpoint is an issue, especially with Legends. So hopefully they keep playing off that, because I'm really enjoying the fact that Flashpoint is the catalyst for a lot of things happening. Till next time, this is Sam saying catch you later. Catch you later.